So hey, in the 2D recording again, I didn't find I didn't notice this little item behind the waterfall here. Is it gonna be a piece of copper ore? It was. Interesting. I'll see how this goes. Obviously I didn't explore too much of the village, but I did find a seed of agility in the 3D version. So far, all the items in the dungeon have been exactly the same. So maybe... So hey, yeah, don't know where this is gonna go, but now that I'm really looking at these, 2D version, this looks more like Final Fantasy than it does like Dragon Quest. The way the 2D land is textured, the details and stuff, looks more like the Final Fantasy sprite games than the Dragon Quest sprite games. Which, you know, obviously Squaresoft bought out Enix, became Square Enix. But there were more Final Fantasy games on the Super Nintendo than there were on the Dragon Quest games on the Super Nintendo. There were also more sort of remastered versions, two sprite remastered versions of the Final Fantasy games than there were of Dragon Quest games. In this quality. Again, there have been lots of re-releases of remasters of the Dragon Quest games. But Square Enix did a whole bunch of them for like the Game Boy Advance of the Final Fantasy games. Whereas Dragon Quest games, most of those re-releases happened either on like 3DS or for the iOS. This looks like the Game Boy Advanced Final Fantasy games. Just something interesting there.
Transition!
Okay, so hey, here's a really good example. Shining spot, move away, shining spot, move away, shining spot. Obviously not. Now I have a bunch of questions about how I get to these areas. Maybe up there? Well, it doesn't really look like it, does it? That's...
New transition.
Okay, so, I'm here in a random battle in the first section of the overworld. So there was a day and night cycle in the 3D version. This looks like it's supposed to be at night, but the world around it shows no indication of that. I don't know what's up with that.
Transition!
Okay, so I'm actually in the overworld now. This looks very old school. Though of interest, I'm not encountering monsters, which is weird. Okay, finally. I was able to move around for quite a while before I encountered. And I'm not sure how to get back my horse. Okay. I was wondering how this was going to be implemented. Low blue. That's the only indication in this version. Okay. I think all it does is that it increases your damage. Oh no, that lighting just changed. That's weird. Yeah, hold on. Let me come back here. The lighting doesn't look any different to me here. Now the lighting is different in this. Okay, there's your world map. Yeah. Is there any way for me to check in-game time? Oh. I didn't even check this. I didn't know I could... Huh. Oh yeah, so I checked the settings and stuff, and I can't get access to the special, I guess, DLC stuff from the original PS4 version that I've got. They just straight up can't get it. Yeah, there's like no option for anything. There is nothing on the PlayStation Store for this or anything like that. There's no indication of the time at the moment. Aside from that, that's weird. Is that just my eyesight? So your horse was here, and that's how you get on your horse. Now the horse isn't there. I mean, there was lighting changes in the actual overworld. This appears to be an instanced area as part of their town. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's enough of this.
New transition.
Okay, so this just popped up in the overworld. I don't know what this is. Huh. That's... Okay. Okay, so this is probably something that would have happened when there was some kind of little way station in the overworld between Cobblestone Tour and Heliodor, so I guess if that's what this is. Okay, so nothing crazy, just odd little thing that happened in the overworld.
Stuff happened.
Okay, so maybe I should have kept recording that, because I'm just suddenly on my horse again. Also, my horse doesn't move any faster than me in the overworld, which is weird. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see here. Rest? Statue for help. Pray and rest. That's... Is that just a fast version or something? Okay, what do you got? I got a lot of money, and I feel like I probably shouldn't have the amount of money that I have. Nothing of interest, okay. Do I automatically... No, I do not automatically go back to the fire. Interesting. Okay, so I am going to check something while I'm here. Now, I'm not actually going to switch to the 3D version, but I'm going to check what I can do. If I do this right now, no point in your adventure thus far, except for the save point, which is so strange. Okay, yes, save here. And then if I did switch, what would happen? What's it gonna look like? Nothing. Which means I would have to completely restart the game. Again. Go back to playing the game in 2D. Yes. Okay. Now let's see here. Yes, I can just do this. Rest until... let's go with night. Now, I am pushed out immediately. This looks very different than it did before. Okay. Like, that's a very clear time change difference. It is night. With an enemy, of course. It's night. There's much more green during the day. Now, when I fought an enemy in here, there was light coming out of a cave entrance. Still is. Okay, that hasn't changed. It's fine. That looks very different. Okay. So I guess it was just like... it was like just before sunrise or something, maybe? I don't know. I don't... The lighting for this seems slightly off. I mean, some of it's clear, some of it's not. I don't know. I'll go ahead and end this.